Before I dive into this story, if you love real life tales of heartbreak and betrayal, subscribe to my channel and share your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear your stories too. Now, this is the night my life changed forever. It all started with a message that seemed harmless at first. My wife had told me she was taking our two kids on a solo trip for the weekend, a little getaway to her favorite cabin by the lake. Just her and the kids, she said. I trusted her. I wanted her to have that time to unwind. So when I texted her mid-afternoon asking about the drive, and she replied with a cheerful selfie of the kids buckled in, I smiled. Everything seemed normal. But then a strange unease started creeping in. Something in the way she phrased her messages, almost too casual, almost rehearsed, made my chest tighten. At first, I shrugged it off. Just nerves, I told myself. I was imagining things. I drove to surprise them the next morning. I wanted to bring donuts, maybe spend a few hours by the lake with them. I imagined her smile, the kids running toward me, the laughter. I had no idea what awaited me. When I pulled up, I noticed the car was in the driveway, but something felt off. The engine was cold. No kids' chatter. No sign of life. My heartbeat quickened. I stepped toward the cabin, and that's when I saw her through the living room window. Except she wasn't alone. A man I didn't know sat on the couch, his arm casually draped around her shoulder. Their laughter, soft, intimate, cut through the air like ice. My stomach dropped, my hands went numb. I couldn't move. I wanted to believe my eyes were lying, that I was seeing something innocent, something explainable. But the way she leaned into him, the softness of her touch, the secret smile she gave him, there was no mistaking it. I froze, and in that moment I realized the truth. This wasn't just a fling. This was an affair, hidden under a veil of family time. My own family. The days leading up to this should have been warning enough. Missed calls that she brushed off as bad reception. Messages that she quickly cleared from the screen when I entered the room. Little white lies about errands or work obligations. At first, I questioned myself. Was I being paranoid? But now, seeing it with my own eyes, I knew I hadn't imagined a thing. I stepped back into the shadows, my body trembling. I didn't want to confront her yet. I needed to process, to breathe, to understand how the life I thought we shared could dissolve in front of me so quietly. Memories that once felt warm, her laughter in the kitchen, the nights we stayed up talking about nothing, the weekend hikes we took as a family, suddenly felt like lies I had been telling myself. Later that evening, I texted her, "We need to talk when I get home." Her reply came instantly, cheerful, casual. "Sure, what about?" The calmness in her tone made my chest tighten even more. When I returned home, the confrontation was inevitable. I sat across from her at the kitchen table, hands gripping the edge until my knuckles went white. "I saw you," I said finally, voice low, almost strangled. "I saw him. At the cabin." She froze, and for a brief moment, the mask cracked. Guilt flickered across her eyes, quickly replaced by something I didn't recognize. A mix of regret and defensiveness. "It's not what you think," she said, but her voice trembled. I shook my head. Don't even try. I watched you with him, laughing, touching. How long has this been going on?" Her confession spilled out, not like a dramatic revelation, but in quiet, broken sentences. Months. A connection that started innocently enough, but grew into something she couldn't resist. She didn't try to justify it, not really, just murmured about loneliness, distance, mistakes. I listened, feeling the sharp sting of betrayal with every word. The rest of that night passed in silence. I moved to the guest room, unable to sleep in a house that suddenly felt alien. Thoughts of the kids swirled in my mind, how much they had noticed, how much had been hidden from them, and whether I could forgive her for shattering the world I thought we shared. In the weeks that followed, I wrestled with anger, sorrow, and confusion. I replayed every moment of our marriage through a new lens, examining every laugh, every touch, every word for signs I had missed. The love I felt didn't disappear, but it was tangled with heartbreak and mistrust. Small memories that once felt comforting now burned like embers, reminders of deception and secrets. Eventually, the choice became clear. I couldn't force her to leave him. I couldn't force myself to stay in a marriage built on betrayal. Our separation was quiet, no screaming, no shattered dishes, just the mutual recognition that we were no longer the people who could hold each other without pain. The final goodbye was strange in its simplicity. She hugged me briefly, whispered apologies that felt inadequate against the storm we had weathered, and then left. I watched her go, not with rage, not with pleading, but with a strange calmness, as if the closure I had been seeking was in simply letting her walk away. In the months since, I've rebuilt my life piece by piece. I focus on the kids, on myself, and on reclaiming the trust one had lost, not in others, but in my own ability to choose what is good and right for me. The pain remains, sharp and raw at times, but so does the clarity. I survived betrayal, and I am stronger because of it.